Okay, so Malachi Flynn dropped 50 points the other day, and that's amazing because he's a bench player. So, in theory, bench players will not score 50 points. This is not something that they do because they generally don't get the court time. We have to remember that when we're talking about a bench player, they're not getting a ton of time. What you need to do when it comes to getting 50 points is you need to look at 50 points divided by 4, which is around 12 and a half. You need to have at least 4.5 threes or 4 threes and a layup every single quarter. Or you need to have three threes and a couple of layups, whatever. You need a lot. You need an absolute ton of scoring. So to actually break this down, let's see what he was able to do because it wasn't from all threes. Okay, so in this first clip, he passes to the man at the point. What will happen in a lot of plays is what they'll do is they'll pass to this man, and then Malachi Flynn generally would use him as a dribble handoff and attack this right side of the court. However, watch what his defender does. His defender cheats. He turns his shoulders away from Malachi Flynn, like if Malachi Flynn was going to try and use that man as a dribble handoff, and this defender was going to try and steal that ball. Malachi Flynn read that and cut backdoor on that player because this man was cheating. Anytime that your defender is cheating, you need to burn them, and that's exactly what Malachi Flynn did in this case. He got that ball back, and now he has a mismatch. While this man, the defender, has the height advantage, Malachi Flynn has the speed advantage, and he uses that extremely well, getting to that rim and using his body to stop the defender from blocking his layup. He did that by, when he was attacking, getting his body in between the defender and the basket so that there was no chance of getting his shot blocked. Coming off of this dribble handoff, he actually uses the dribble handoff this time, and his defender went over top of the screen. The screener's defender came down to try to cut off that lane to the basket, but he wasn't playing with his hands up. His hands were to his side. Malachi Flynn has a very quick release, and that allowed him to get that mid-range shot off for that next 2 points. A lot of Malachi Flynn's scoring came from the mid-range. This is a lost art in the NBA and around the world. While we may say, well, I'm a 3-level scorer. I can score from the layup, I can score from mid-range, and I can score from the 3. This has been lost over the last few years. You're going to see that about 70% of the shots roughly come from 3, and the rest of them come from there. Nobody is shooting from here anymore, and we can actually use this to our advantage because the defense is not going to be playing us to run that shot, to take that shot. So we can actually use this to our advantage and pull up in that mid-range area so that we can get more scoring. Maybe Malachi Flynn is caught on to something here. Now, after you allow a player to shoot so many shots and make so many shots, that rim is no longer looking that big, it's looking this big. So any shot that you put up at this point in time, your confidence is so high that everything is going to be hit. And even here, he gets fouled on that 3-point shot, and he still makes that 3. Now, coming off of this next screen, his man went and got caught on this screen, which then forced the switch. Again, another mismatch. And then Malachi Flynn did a quick killer crossover, created that top foot right there so that he could attack it. That's exactly what he did, and he was able to finish at the rim. Now, you notice that a lot of players would finish with their right hand on that left side to use their body as a shield. However, this time, this defender was on his right side, which means that he needs to finish with his left hand. And that's exactly what he did, and that's why he was able to score. This is why you need to be able to use both your left and right hand on both sides of the basket. I mentioned this earlier as well, but being able to drive and attack your man, but getting your shoulders lower than the defender and then cutting off that defender so that you use your body as a shield is extremely important, and then getting it nice and high off glass. Here, there's a lot of younger players who will look to try and hit the backboard on the side of the square. You need to get it just above the corner of that square right there. That is a much harder shot to pin on the backboard. And we have to remember that if the player hits the backboard for any reason, the defender that is, hits the backboard to try and block your shot and they miss the ball, that is a goaltending charge. Now watch this next one. When you transition from defense to offense, obviously he's looking up court as well, but you need to be able to get down court as fast as possible. By getting down court as fast as you can, as we see right here, he has one option ahead of him, he has a few options behind him. However, this is a 2-on-1 situation, and he's going to take advantage. This man is taking away the passing lane to Malachi Flynn's teammate. He's giving him that left side, and that's exactly what Malachi Flynn wants to do, because now he's going to be able to finish on that left side. He actually finished a lot with his left hand this game. Being able to shoot fast, especially off the catch, is extremely important. Notice, really quickly, watch his legs, watch his body. Now, while he may not be really low into his shot, his knees were already bent. He's already getting his feet set when he catches. He does dip here, but there's some players who may not want to dip in this situation, but that dip allowed him to get a little bit more power, and he was able to make this shot. Being able to shoot quick from the perimeter is extremely important. Now, being able to relocate and move off ball. So here, Malachi Flynn drives. He's not in a great position to be able to score, so he kicks that ball out to the perimeter. Everyone's eyes now look at the new ball handler. Malachi Flynn then moves off ball. He goes from driving to then popping out to the corner, and because he drove, collapsed the defense, kicked it out, everybody forgot about Malachi Flynn. Everyone is still essentially sitting in the key, and that allowed him to be absolutely wide open, zero contest, and he made that three. By moving off ball, he was able to make that three-point shot. Now, on the fast break, he's on a 3-on-2 situation. He's got numbers. These guys are going to be probably curling in once they hit the free throw line extended, so he's got options. And these defenders are side by side, which is the worst. These guys need to be 1-and-1, not side by side, which means that they are not in position to be able to contest that three-point shot. And because of the momentum of these guys are going to be coming up to try to close out on that shot. He could go up for the shot and then fake it and go and pass down to these cutters, or he could just pull for the three, which is exactly what he did. And he did have somebody who was in rebounding position. This guy should have been as well, but he wasn't. If you're looking to score 50 points in a game, you have to break it down. You have to understand that it's going to take 12.5, maybe 13.5 points every single quarter on average to be able to hit 50 points. This is a massive undertaking. You need to get court time, which means that you need to listen to your coach, and you need to be able to run plays and, of course, hit your shots, which is exactly what Malachi Flynn did here. If you are looking to shoot the basketball better, make sure to go check out my complete guide. Actually, I was going to say my complete guide to shooting, but it's not. What it is I will analyze your shooting form so that you can shoot better. I'm going to analyze it and then give you workouts and tips as to how you can shoot the ball better. So make sure to go check that out down in the description below. I'll see you guys again in my next video.